Hey, what's going on? I'd like to talk about a semi-controversial topic today. This topic is interracial relationships. Interracial relationships have been causing social upheaval for a long time. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the movie Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, starring Sidney Poitier and Katharine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy. And it's a movie that examines, why people are hostile towards people that are in interracial relationships, right? And a few years back, 2005 I think it was, Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher made another movie called Guess Who? And that kind of reversed, it was the same idea, interracial relationships, but instead of it being a black man with a white woman, it was a white man with a black woman. And even though it was made about, I would say, almost 40 years after Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, the reversal of the genders made it, almost as, socially risque as the original. And, it got me to thinking, I've seen it a long time ago, but I have my little, hypothesis about why it's less socially acceptable for a black woman to be with a white man than it is for a white woman to be with a black man. Because, it's pretty common for white girls to be going out with black men, but it seems a lot more rare that you see a white man going out with a black girl. You know what I'm saying? And so, I'm going to kind of evaluate that from my experience. I've taken a couple psychology classes, I've taken a couple sociology classes, and I've taken African politics. So, my hypothesis is this. The reason that you don't see a lot of white guys going out with black girls is because white people, not white people, but, Anglo-Saxon people, and pretty much European people in general, live in a patriarchal society where the men are pretty much in charge. And, the women are supposed to be subservient to the men, supposedly. That's obviously changed in the last few decades. But Africans, in Africa, they have more of a matriarchal institution where, the women are kind of the ones that are in charge. The men are kind of subservient to the women in some ways. So I think that when these cultures clashed in America, it became more acceptable for a black man to be with a white girl because white girls are supposed to be subservient. Black guys are supposed to be semi-subservient. And so you got these two people, and they're coming from different cultures where, they both feel like they've been, oppressed by the opposite gender. And they come together and they're like, oh, there's no pressure here, no one's in charge. The black man feels like, oh, I feel freer. The white girl is like, I feel freer. But then, when a white man is with a black woman, that's different because the black woman is like, I'm from a matriarchal culture. I'm the one that's trying to, run the show here. And the white guy's like, well, hey, I'm a white guy. I'm in charge. And so, when that kind of dynamic comes into place, it's hard for a relationship to even, to start to grow in a romantic way when, it has these, societal, I guess we would say mores that are coming into play. But that's my theory as to why you don't see a lot of white guys with black girls. You might think I'm conservative, so I have issues with interracial relationships, but I don't have any problem with it. I don't see what the issue is. It's just a man and a woman. That's cool. I don't care if you're Asian, if you're Latino, if you're a Pacific Islander, white, black, or whatever. But I do think it's an interesting, scenario where you see a lot of black guys with white girls, but very few white guys with black girls. What do you think? Is my evaluation correct? Is my hypothesis correct? Let me know your thoughts. See you next time.